Hello everyone, welcome to S2S classes. In this video, we will study the chapter My Elder Brother of Unit 4, Class 5th NCERT. If you have not subscribed our YouTube channel yet, please subscribe it and like this video. Let us begin with the chapter now. So basically this is an introduction about the play, so let us read it first. This short play is about two brothers who are affectionate and respectful to each other. The story also shows that learning from our day to day experiences is as important as what we learn from books in the school. This play is based on the famous story in Hindi, Bade Bhai Sahab, written by Munshi Premchand. So, the famous story in Hindi, that is Bade Bhai Sahab, and the name of the chapter is My Elder Brother. So now we know that this is a short play which is about two brothers and they share a very good bond together, and it shows that we should learn from our daily experiences, and this play is based on the famous story of Hindi, that is by Munshi Premchand, called Bade Bhai Sahab. So let us start reading it now. Now, play is something which we enact on the stage, that is, each student or each person has a character and they play that role on the stage. Okay, let us begin with the chapter now. So, here we have the scene 1 first. Now, the scene 1 means the first appearance that will appear on the stage. So, it says a hostel room, two brothers aged 9 and 14 years sitting at a study table. The elder brother, Bhaiya, is reading a book and the younger one, Munna, is drawing pictures of birds and animals. So we now know that there are two brothers and we are calling the elder brother as Bhaiya. Most of us call our elder brothers as Bhaiya, and the name of the smaller one is Munna. So he is drawing pictures of birds and animals while the elder brother is reading a book. This is the first scene we have for the play. Now here will be dialogues according to Bhaiya and Munna. So I'll read the character and then I'll read the dialogue. So Bhaiya, what are you doing, Munna? I'm drawing. Bhaiya, when will you study? Where were you in the morning? Munna replied, turning pale. I was playing, Bhaiya. How can you sit with a book for hours together? Now this turning pale refers to the reaction which Munna made. So when Bhaiya asked him that what is he doing, he said I'm drawing, and when he inquired that where was he in the morning, he turned pale. That means the color of his face went away because he was scared to answer, and then he said I was playing, Bhaiya, and how can you sit with a book for hours together? Now what Bhaiya replied, that's because I want my foundation in education to be very strong. If the base is strong, then the building will stand firmly. Sometimes it takes me 2 years to do 1 year's work. Munna, Bhaiya, you're 5 years older than I am and 3 classes ahead of me. I wonder why you keep writing the same word 20 times, one sentence more than 20 times, and copy poems several times in beautiful letters. Now, when he asked Bhaiya that how can he sit so long with a book in his hand, Bhaiya replied that he needs a strong foundation. Now what he meant is, if we have clear base, we can build a strong building, right? In the similar way, in the initial classes, if we have good concepts about the topics, we can learn the topics in further classes more clearly. So Munna said that you're 5 years older than me and 3 classes ahead, but still you keep writing the same word, the same poems, and the same sentences even more than 20 times. Why? So Bhaiya replied, you know, studying English is no child's play. One has to work very hard in order to learn the subject. To speak or write English properly, tremendous effort is required. But the moment you get a chance, you run to the field, play marbles and fly paper kites, or sit idling away with friends for fun. Can't you sit down and study? Now what Bhaiya replied is that studying English is no child's play. That means he's saying that it's not that easy as Munna thinks. He said to speak or write English properly, one needs to make so much efforts, so you all also need to concentrate on this subject. Now he says that I study, but when even if you get a moment to run into the field, start playing or chit chat with your friends, why don't you study? Now let's see what happened next. So Munna replied, oh Bhaiya, there is a big mela in the village today. Should we go? Bhaiya replied, "Have you ever seen me going to a fair or going to watch a cricket or hockey match? I don't go near them. I prefer to study a book. I don't mind repeating a class for more than 2 years, but you might stay in the same class all your life. Do you expect to pass if you waste your time playing all the time? You are simply wasting father's hard earned money." Now Munna starts crying on being scolded, and sobbing sounds are heard. So now what happened? Munna said that there is a mela in the village and should we go? So Bhaiya scolded him and said, "Have you ever seen me going to a fair or going to watch a cricket match?" Now what his brother preferred was, he didn't went to see any cricket match or any fairs, but he preferred instead reading a book. He said that he did not mind spending 2 years in a single class to make his base strong, but he said that in the way Munna behaves, he'll remain in a single class throughout his life. So he said that you are doing nothing, you are simply wasting our father's hard earned money. And as Munna was scolded, he started crying. And then he said, "Bhaiya, I feel like running away and going back home." Bhaiya, now stop crying. Put on a nice smile. Look, I'll make a timetable for you to follow. Get up at dawn. Now, what happened? Munna started crying and then said, "I feel like running back and going to home," because they lived in a hostel. So, Bhaiya said, "No, no, stop crying. Put on a nice smile and I'll make a timetable for you so you get up at dawn." Now, he said that he'll make a timetable for Munna, and obviously he has made a timetable. We'll read the timetable now. And we must all know that if we have a timetable in our life, we can do amazing things and we can achieve great success. So you all should make a timetable for yourself. So the time is 6 a.m. and the schedule is given here. Wash your hands, have your breakfast and sit down to study. Now 6 to 8 a.m. you need to study English, 8 to 9 a.m. maths, 9 to 9:30 history, and then 3:30 p.m. then off to school. 5 to 6 p.m. grammar, half an hour for strolling. 6:30 to 7 English composition, then dinner. 8 to 9 is translation, 9 to 10 is Hindi, and 10 to 11 is other subjects, and then to bed. So this was the timetable Bhaiya made for Munna. Now Munna said, "But when is the time to play?" Bhaiya, "Play? What is the need, Munna?" Munna said, "Oh, I love the green fields, the gentle breeze. I want to jump up like a football. I like the touch and go and hututu sounds of the kabaddi, and the hurry and flurry of volleyball pulls me like a magnet. As soon as I'm on the field, I forget everything." Now, when Munna saw the timetable, he inquired that where is his play time. So Bhaiya said that, "Play? What is the need, Munna?" So Munna said, "No, no, I love green fields and I really want to play because I want to jump like a football, I want to play volleyball, I want to play kabaddi, and as soon as I go on the field, everything I forget everything and I get very excited." So this was the end of the scene 1. Now let's see what happens in the scene 2. It says the final exams are over and the results are out. So you see the final exams are now over and the results are out is the scene 2. Now we'll read the conversation again. Bhaiya, "Alas, I have failed once again." Munna, "Oh, but Bhaiya, I have passed and topped my class. Now there is only 2 years difference between us." Bhaiya, "But my dear brother, don't be so proud. You have passed only one class and you think that I am stupid and you are smart. Once in a while in a gilli danda game you might get lucky and hit a goal, but that does not mean you have mastered the game. You have to work hard to be successful in life. When you have to study a subject like algebra or geometry in higher classes, then you'll understand the importance of hard work. In geometry, if one writes ACB instead of ABC, the answer is marked wrong. The examiners will not spare you. They want you to learn word by word from the textbooks." Now what happened when the results were Bhaiya failed once again, but this time Munna had passed. So he said that, "Bhaiya, I have passed and now we just have a 2 years difference between us." On hearing that, Bhaiya replied that, "Don't be so happy. It's just like a gilli danda game, and sometime you might hit a goal, but it's not that you'll be lucky every time. As soon as you come in higher classes and you'll study subjects like geometry and algebra, it's not necessary that you will succeed. And he then gave an example of geometry, that if we write the sides and angles of the triangle like ACB instead of ABC, then the whole answer is wrong. So basically, he scared Munna that he should not be happy with just one success, because there are many further hurdles to come, and one cannot be successful in life with just one single achievement. Now let's see what Munna replied. He said, "Oh Bhai Sahab, this is scary. I don't think I want to go to the ninth class now, but I will still complete my day's homework so that I get no punishment in class." Bhaiya, just today we were asked to write a short essay on the topic punctuality in 4 pages. And imagine, can something be written on 4 pages and still be short? It's also mixed up. Munna, thinking aloud. Thank God it was time for school, or else the scolding would have gone and on. Now, what happened? After hearing all this, Munna replied that all this was very scary and he didn't wanted to go to ninth class after hearing all this. But he'll still complete his day's homework so that he doesn't get the punishment in the class. And then Bhaiya replied that Bhaiya replied, and basically he told him one incident that happened with him in the class. He said that he had to write an essay on the topic punctuality in 4 pages, and still the essay was considered short. So he said, just imagine, how can an essay of 4 pages be short? Then Munna, thinking aloud, means he was enacting. So basically he was thinking aloud, that means he was speaking also. He said, thank God it was time for school, or else he would have get more scolded. Now this was the end of scene 2. Now then comes the scene 3. Let us read what is the introduction about the scene 3. The results were out once again, and it so happened that Munna passed and Bhaiya failed again. Bhaiya was really upset. Munna was also sad seeing his brother so unhappy. Bhaiya now becomes gentler with Munna. Munna became naughtier because of this and studied even less than before. Now what happened? The results were out once again for the next session, and once again Munna passed, but Bhaiya failed again. So Bhaiya was really upset, and obviously when we see our loved ones upset, we also feel sad. So Munna was also sad seeing his brother like that, but now Bhaiya became a little gentler with him, that he did not scolded him so much. So Munna became even naughtier and he did not study. He started studying less than before. Now let's see what happened. Munna, talking aloud. I'm lucky, I can pass easily. I need not to study so hard. Now I can play games with my friends and fly kites, but I should still be careful that Bhaiya does not see me flying kites. Now, one day a kite is flying slowly downwards. Munna starts running in order to grab it. Suddenly he comes face to face with Bhaiya. Now what happens? Munna is talking loudly that he is very lucky. He can pass easily. He does not need to study very hard. So now he can play with his friends and fly kites, but he was sure that he need to take care of one thing, that Bhaiya does not see him flying kites, because obviously if he will see him flying kites, he'll scold him. So one day what happened? A kite was coming slowly towards the downwards direction, that is towards the earth, and Munna started running towards it to grab it, and suddenly while running he came face to face with Bhaiya. That means Bhaiya was just standing right in front of him. Bhaiya, catching hold of Munna's hand. Aren't you ashamed to be playing kites all day long? Don't you realize that now you are in 8th class and you are not studying in a lower class? If you think that I am just one class ahead of you and I can't say anything, you are wrong. I'm 5 years older than you are and will always be. Understanding does not come only from reading books. Look at Ma and Baba. Ma has never gone to school and Baba has only passed 5th class. Now Munna said, really Bhaiya? Is that true? So when Bhaiya saw Munna playing with kites once again, he said, aren't you ashamed to be playing kites with all day long? He scolded him and said that he should be more responsible and mature. He should not play all day long. Instead, he should study also. And then he said that you don't feel that I'm just one class ahead of you. So, that's why I could not scold you. The class doesn't matter. I'm still 5 years older than you, because reading books is not the only knowledge. You can just look at our parents. Our mother, she has never gone to school, while Baba has only passed 5th class. So basically he said that his parents did not went to school, still they were more mature and had the knowledge of the world more than the two brothers. So Munna was very surprised hearing this, and he said, really bhaiya, is that true? Now let's see what happened. Bhaiya replied, yes, there are 1,000 things that they know more than you or me, and even if we have studied the wisdom of the whole world, Ma and Baba will always have the right to explain to us and correct us. Now, what would you do if I were to fall sick today? So Bhaiya replied, yes, it is true. Ma and Baba have not gone to school and have not studied so much, but still there are 1,000 things that they know more than you or me. Even if we are struck somewhere, even if we do something wrong and we have studied the wisdom of the whole world, that means if we have studied too much, still they'll always have the right to explain to us and correct us because they are elder than us. And then he said, what would you do if I were to fall sick today? Munna replied, I don't know bhaiya. I would tell Baba and he would rush to the hostel. Bhaiya, aha, I expected this answer. Now Baba would not get upset. He would first try to find out what was wrong and then he would call a doctor. Baba would know exactly what to do. They have more experience than us. Now Munna replied with tears in his eyes, Bhaiya, I am sorry. What you say is true. And Bhaiya hugs Munna lovingly. Now what happened? Munna said that if you fall sick, I don't know what to do and I'll call Baba and he would rush to the hostel. Now Bhaiya was giving an example of the experience he was talking about. He said that I expected this answer from you. But if Baba would have been in your place, he would first try to find out that what happened to me. Then he would have contacted a doctor and then Baba would know what exactly to do. They have more experience than us. So Munna, with tear in his eyes, replied that he's sorry and what Bhaiya said was true. Now Bhaiya hugged Munna lovingly. So basically, he taught him a lesson that not only the knowledge of the books matter, but the experience also matter. And even if Bhaiya was just one class ahead of him, he was still 5 years older than him. He had the right to correct him and explain the things to him, and he was elder than him and was more mature than him. Now Bhaiya said, I also like to play and fly kites. But if I also play, then how can I watch out for you? You are my responsibility. And Munna replied, I love you, Bhaiya. Now Bhaiya said that he also likes to play, he also likes to fly kites, but he does not do so because if he started doing that, then who will look out after Munna? He is his responsibility. Now this is the kindness, the responsibility an elder person feels towards the younger one. If you're the youngest in the family, you have experienced that all the elder members of the family will have a sense of responsibility towards you. So the same feeling Bhaiya had towards Munna, and he said that I have to watch out for you. You are my responsibility, and so I don't play and fly kites. It's not that I don't love it, but I don't do it. And after hearing this, Munna said that I love you, Bhaiya. So with this we have come to an end of the chapter My Elder Brother, and we have learned the responsibility elder brother had towards the younger. Then the love and special bond of the brothers and the matureness that comes with age. So these were the basic few points which we learned in the chapter. As the chapter has come to an end, I thought of discussing them. Now we learned some new words in the chapter. Let us discuss them once. So it's foundation, schedule, essay, idling, and mastered. Now foundation means a solid base. As I told you, if a building has a good foundation, the building will be strong. In the similar way, we have our basic concepts clear, we'll be able to study more nicely. Schedule here is a timetable, or schedule can be something which we have already planned to do. Essay is a composition on any subject. When we write about something in detail, that's called an essay. Idling is without any purpose, lazy. It means to wander here and there without any purpose. Mastered means gaining experience or skilled. So these were the new words we learned in the chapter. Now let's move. So now we'll see what is next and do the question answers for the chapter. It says reading is fun, and here are a few questions given which we need to answer. So the first question is, what are the things that Munna liked to do? So the answer one is, Munna liked to walk in the green fields. Liked to walk in the green fields. And he also liked to play marbles and fly paper kites. We read all this in the chapter, and thus we know that what all Munna liked. Then we have, what did Bhaiya do all day? Bhaiya read books all day. Then we have, why was Munna not happy with the timetable that Bhaiya made for him? Munna was not happy with the timetable that Bhaiya had made for him because there was no time to play in the timetable. Because there was no time to play in it. Then we have, how do you think Munna felt when his brother was so strict with him? Why was Bhaiya so strict with him? So, Munna felt like running away and going back home when his brother was so strict with him. He felt like running away and going back home. And why was Bhaiya so strict with him? He was so strict with him because he did not study much and instead went outside to play with his friends. He was strict because he did not study and he went out with his friends to play. And then, whose character do you like more, Munna or Bhaiya's, and why? Now this answer you need to do it on your own. It is completely based on what you think and what is your point of view. Now personally, in my point of view, I like Munna's character more because he likes to play. He likes to play, enjoy his life, and had complete fun. He is not boring. So these are my points. This answer can be completely different for each one of you, and you need to justify that why do you think so. Now let's look at the next questions. It says let's talk. And it has, do you have a timetable at school? How many periods are there for the following subjects and activities in 1 week? So now this you need to do it on your own. You need to fill this timetable according to your routine and how many periods you have for the following subjects and activities in 1 week. So you need to fill it accordingly. This is a homework assignment for you and you need to complete it in your respective books according to your own timetable. The second one is, now make a timetable for yourself including your study time and your play time. So again, this is a complete creative way to make a timetable. And as I told you, if you make a timetable, you will feel really great and you'll get time for everything. So now you need to create a timetable for yourself. You can write the days over here, and then you can write school hours, the lunch time, the homework, play, and sleep. And you can write the time allotted to them. This is completely on your creativity and on your ways of living. As per your daily routine, you need to make your timetable accordingly. Next we have creative writing. It says the format of a letter is given to you. Letter to friends and close family are written in the same way as you speak to them. In higher classes, you'll read about informal as well as formal letter. So formal letters are sent to other people while the informal ones are sent to the family members and the friends. So this is a letter given to you, and format is something which tells you how to write a letter. So here a letter has been given to you, and letter to friends and close family members are written in the same way as you speak to them. So first we have the writer's address, that means the person who is sending it. Here it is written Krishna Boys Hostel, Model Public School, Kolkata. Then the date you are writing, and then greeting. Greeting means to greet the person you are writing. So it's 10th July 2000, and the greeting is my dear Ma. Now first we give an introduction to the letter, then a body and the ending. In the introduction we greet and then simply write something basic. Then the body contains the main content you want to write, and the ending is basically the conclusion. And then we have the closing, in which you write your name, that is your loving son Pratap. Let me read the letter for you once. My dear Ma, this is my first letter after the summer vacations. We started our classes the day after we reached the hostel. I have settled in well. We have a new teacher for clay modeling and pottery. She tells us how to make fruits and vegetables with clay. We then paint them. They look so real. We have an inter-house poetry recitation coming up in the August. I'm really excited about it. It is a long poem, but we learnt it together with our teacher. It is nice to be back in school with my friends and teachers. I remember you and Baba a lot. Give my love to grandmother and grandfather. Do write back soon. Your loving son Pratap. So this was an example. Now let's see what we have to do. We need to answer the following questions after reading the letter. So who has written the letter? Pratap has written the letter because his name was written in the closing part of the letter. To whom has the letter been written? Pratap's mother. Pratap's mother. He has written the letter to his mother, as he mentioned that my dear Ma. Where is the writer of the letter? In the hostel. We noticed it in the sender's address. That is the writer's address. What is the name of his hostel? It's Krishna Boys Hostel. We read it in the writer's address. And then we have, on which date was this letter written? 10th July 2000. And all these things are clearly seen in the letter. The name of the hostel, the date, to whom it is written, who wrote it, everything is written here. Okay, so the answers have been filled properly. Let's see what we do have to do next. Now write a letter to your friend or a relative in another city, telling him or her about the activities or events in your school. Follow the same pattern as the above letter. So the above letter had writer's address, date, greeting, address, writer's address, date, greeting, introduction, the body, and then what else it had? It had an ending as well as a closing. Ending and then a closing. So you need to follow the same pattern and complete this letter. So I'll do the basic for you, and the main content you need to write it on your own. So the first thing is the writer's address. You'll write your own address here. I'm writing in normal address here. You can write house number 34, ABC Enclave, Lakshmi Nagar, New Delhi. Now after doing this, you will write the date. The address will be covered in 2 lines. I have used one more line, but it will be covered in 2 lines. Then you'll write the date. I'll write today's date, that is 25th June 2020. Then you'll write greeting. So you need to write a letter to your friend or relative. Let us write it to a friend. So we'll write hi Roma, or the name of your friend. Then you need to begin the letter. In the end, you need to write your loving friend and whatever your name is. So this will be the basic format of the letter, and in the between you'll have the introduction, the body, and the ending. So you can I'll read out a letter for you. It will help you in writing your own, but you need to do it on your own and complete this letter. It says, it's been 3 months now since I shifted to Kerala. I am very excited to tell you about the recent events in my school. It has been a long time since I updated you about the activities going on in my school. We recently celebrated Onam in our school. It was celebrated wonderfully by all the teachers and students in my class. Everyone in the class prepared 10 to 11 dishes. They were spicy but delicious. We then performed Kathakali dance in the auditorium. In the end, we got gifts from the principal as a token of love. You should definitely visit Kerala soon, so as we both can enjoy the new culture together. Looking forward to meet you soon. So this was the letter I wrote. You have to do your own innovation. You want anything you want to write in the letter, anything you want to write to your friend, you can write it. It should have an introduction, a body, and an ending. So this is also an assignment for you. Let's see what the chapter has next. So it is a comprehension, and it says read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. So this is what we call a reading comprehension, and it comes in almost every examination. You need to read a paragraph and you need to answer accordingly by reading the paragraph. So we'll read the paragraph first, then we look at the questions and answer them accordingly. Oliver was a 9-year-old boy. He lived with other homeless boys in an orphanage. He was pale and thin, as were the other boys living there. This was because they had to work hard but were never given enough to eat. The owner of the orphanage, Mr. Bumble, was a cruel man and he ill treated the boys. So, 9-year-old boy, other homeless boys, he was pale and thin, work hard, never given enough to eat. Mr. Bumble, the owner, he was cruel man. The main points, I have underlined the main points. The boys were always hungry. It was true that they were given 3 meals a day, but each meal consisted only of a bowl of watery soup. They were almost starving, so it was decided by them to ask the master for more soup, but who would bell the cat? Finally the task fell to Oliver. Now who would bell the cat means who would go to Mr. Bumble and ask something. It's the same as putting a bell around the neck of the cat, as it can be dangerous. Now when all the boys had assembled in the cold stone hall for their evening meal, the soup was served. It soon disappeared. The boys whispered to one another, and one boy pushed Oliver a little. Oliver, making a brave effort, stood up, walked up to the master with his bowl and spoon in his hand, and said tremblingly, "Please, sir, I want some more." So this was the paragraph we read, and now we need to answer the questions. So why did Oliver live in the orphanage? We need to answer this. So Oliver lived in the orphanage because he was homeless. Because he was homeless, and mostly the homeless people live in the orphanage. Then we have who was Mr. Bamble. He was the owner of the orphanage. He was the owner of the orphanage. Then what meals were the boys given? The boys were given only a bowl of watery soup. Only a bowl of watery soup. And then what did Oliver say to Mr. Bumble? He requested Mr. Bumble to give him more soup. He requested him to give him some more soup. Then the boys were given 3 meals a day. Then why they were always hungry? Because the soup they were given was never enough, because they worked very hard all day long, because the older boys drank up their soup. So the answer is the first one, because the soup they were given was never enough. So the answer is the first option. So we are done with the questions. Let's look at the further questions. Find the words from the passage that mean the same as very hungry, para 2. So we need to find the word very hungry. As we have underlined the important things, we can find the word starving here. So this means very hungry. So we'll write starving here. And then we have to vanish, which is in para 3. So to vanish. Now we need to find a word which means the same. So it soon disappeared. So disappeared is the word for this. We'll write it here. And then all the boys assembled in the cold stone hall. Here the word assembled means moved away, collected, or worked together. So they assembled, that means they collected themselves in a single area. So the word means collected here. Now from the word assembled, remove the last 2 letters. Add 1 letter to make a word which means a time at the school when the whole school gathers. And we know that this is assembly. So we will write assembly here. Now what you need to do is next is you need to give a suitable title to the passage. Okay, anything you want to can be given. We can write it as, I am writing it as the orphanage leader. You can change it and give it any title you wish to, but it should be according to the passage. So we are done with the questions. Let's move ahead. Now we have something interesting. It says to learn means to understand or to gain knowledge. To learn means to understand or to gain knowledge. To teach means to show how or to explain. Now complete the following sentences using the correct form of teach or learn. So every words have different form, like learn, learned, learned, all have different meanings. Now what we need to do is we need to complete the following sentences by the different words of teach or learn which are given in the box. So will you dash me chess? So obviously we have teach, teaches, taught, has taught. The most suitable word here is teach. Will you teach me chess? Mr. Sharma dash class 8. Mr. Sharma teaches, taught, has taught. So the best suitable word is teaches. Mr. Sharma teaches class 8. The students have dash about road safety. The student have learn, learns, learned, has learned. So it will be learned here. Learned about road safety. My sister has dashed me how to ride a horse. My sister has taught me how to ride a horse. I have dashed some of the customs of India. I have learned some of the customs of India. And then I dash how to cycle when I was just 4 years old. Learn. So we are done with this and we'll move ahead now. We filled the blanks with the different words. Okay. Now choose the correct word and complete the paragraph. All the class 5th students of our school were gathering in front of the principal's office. They were going for the inter-school race. The bus arrived and they left for the stadium. The runners were taken to the starting point. The runners took their positions. Sir blew the whistle. One student of our school ran fast and came first. Everyone did their best and our school won the trophy. Everyone felt joyous. So we had to fill the correct word, and basically we do it according to the tense. We have three types of tense: present, past and future. Present is something which we are doing right now, past is something that has already been done, and future is something which is yet to come. So we need to fill the words accordingly. Now let's move ahead. It says, read the following sentences. Bhaiya has been studying in the same class for 2 years for a period of time. Mama was flying kites since morning, from a time in the past till the present. Now fill in the blank using for or since. So basically for is for a period of time, and since is from a time in the past and which is going till the present time. Okay, so I have lived in this house since I was a baby, because I still live in this house, right? So it will be since. This big jar has been in our family for many years. The old banyan tree in the village has been there for the last 2 years. Nobody has seen him since yesterday. So we are done with the blanks and we'll see what's next. Now it says project work. Now choose a story that you like. In groups of 4, write down dialogues for the story and make it into a short play. You may then present it in the class. So as I said you, play is something when you enact, and as the scenes were given and the dialogues were given, you need to do in a similar way. So this is a fun activity and some creative work for you to do. You need to choose your favorite story and perform it as a play in front of your class with your friends. So with this we have come to the end of the chapter. We have learned many new things. Firstly, we read the whole chapter and we answered the questions accordingly. Then we learned the difference between for and since and when to use what. Then we answered the following questions with the use of tenses and appropriate words. We did reading comprehension, and then what else do we did? We learned how to write a letter writing, and then obviously we made a timetable and everything else. So with this we have come to the end of the chapter. I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share your views, and we'll study the next chapter in the next video. That's all for today. Thank you.